Good evening. Welcome to the Gooner Booth. We're feeling festive today. Before we get started, please smash a like on the video, hit the subscribe button, get involved in the comments. Everton away. First game at the new Hill Dickinson Stadium. Lovely stadium, to be fair. So looking forward to that. Head to head, last 7 meetings, Arsenal have won 4, Everton have won 1, and there's been 2 draws. Significantly over the history of our meetings with 36 wins to 12 draws in 60 matches. That doesn't add up. That does add up. Yeah, ignore me. Cool. Good evening, guys. How are we?
Very well. How are you doing?
I'm nursing a little bit of a head cold today, so bear with me, guys. I'm probably sound a little bit nasally, so I'm probably going to let the guys do a lot of the talking. I think, Ben, I'm going to throw you in because the last discussion we had, I don't know if you've been seeing in the media, social media, and other van cams to talk about Gyökeres. So I wanted to get your thoughts on Gyökeres about this up and coming game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I've been thinking about this, right? I think generally the reaction following Wolves has been a bit crazy, in my opinion. I think, are we the only club that literally goes over the top when we haven't played well and we won the game? And I think to myself, like, had that have been City or let's say Liverpool last season when they're going for the title, would people have said that much about that performance, or would they have just gone another game in the bag, 3 points? We didn't play well, but like, isn't that the mark of champions, right? You don't play well, you win games. So I think that's the first thing. I think that, I don't know, as Arsenal fans, we just seem to overanalyze everything about every performance, every player. It's just like, maybe just accept that we won the game and move on, right? I think on Gyökeres, he's obviously struggling. I don't think the plan was to play as much as he's played. I think Havertz being injured obviously hasn't really helped him. I actually think tomorrow might suit him a bit more. I think in the games where he's played well, if you look at Newcastle away, Burnley away, it's in games where maybe there's a bit more space, maybe the teams come out and play a bit more. And I think Everton will probably do that tomorrow. I don't think they'll be like sitting back with a low block. So yeah, he's not been great, but I think tomorrow's game might suit him a bit more. I mean, what do you guys think?
Go on, Dave. I'll let you go.
Yeah, no, I think that we need to keep playing Gyökeres. Without giving him the chances and the minutes on the pitch, we're not going to truly know what this guy can do for Arsenal. Now, at the end of the season, if we win the title and this guy's got 8 goals, I think he's got like 4, maybe something like that already. But let's say this guy's got 8 goals and Arsenal win the title. Now, everyone's going to gloss over that and say, listen, it's all right, we're going to give him next season. But if we don't win nothing, now the pressure is going to become on him, because he's the guy that was meant to transform us into like the 1-1 draw into a 2-1 win. But that comes with stipulations. The stipulations is that our old team dynamic needs to change for Gyökeres, because our old tactics and our old formation relies on the false 9 to be productive, to bring our wingers into play so they can make crosses on the edge of the box and shoot. That's so and also to put Gyökeres in the team, that also means that you also have to play someone in midfield that's going to feed him the ball, which Odegaard don't seem to be able to hold that position. He keeps on drifting out right. So now we bring Eze into the mix. Eze can do it. He definitely can do it, but he's a little bit too inconsistent at the moment. That's the best way I could put that. So without going on some mad long speech and a rant, I would just say that I think that Gyökeres and our team have got to start linking up, finding a little bit of chemistry between ourselves. You know, that's what I would like to see in this game. You see a little bit of chemistry where you can see, oh yeah, I can see what they're doing there. That makes sense, you know. At the moment, it's a little bit like we're a bit awkward. That's the best way I could put it, you know. Sorry, guys, for going on for a bit longer.
That's all right. Evening, Terence. Thank you for your comments. Well,
Thank you.
It is Eze, isn't it? there was a bit of confusion about that at the start of the season, whether it was Eze or Eza. I think it is Eza. Yeah, thank you for the correction. Yeah, like your last comment about it being a nervy 1-1. I do think that this game is a potential banana skin if we don't start it properly. The only thing that I would say that's a saving grace is the fact that Jack Grealish and Drewsbury Hall are out injured. Right, I think they're dangerous players. I think Jack Grealish has been absolutely brilliant for them, by the way, this season. He's changed the dynamic of how they play.
Can I just add something, Tony? Sorry to interrupt. Sorry,
go on,
my
mate.
friend.
Go on.
The guy that I would say that's very dangerous for him is the guy who's gone to the African Cup of Nations is Ndai.
Yeah.
Now, that guy, I've seen him do some things in the Premier League, which is pretty good. Pretty good, you know. He's
Gay as well.
He can do things, you know. So, no, yeah. I would. And Jack Grealish, don't get me wrong, but you know, I'm not as worried about him. You can defend him, can't you?
Yeah. Look, I think that we should be winning this game quite comfortably.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to say, I was thinking about this the other day. I think our own supporters, I think we jeopardize our own club because we put so much pressure on the team when the smallest things go wrong, right? We actually
especially in the home games, Tony. Like I think look at Wolves, right? Like,
yeah. We're booing
30 minutes in, and you can tell the crowd are getting annoyed. And it's
because of 21 years, boys. It's because of the 21
years.
The
PTSD is so high.
I was there in 1998. I'm not going to try and boast here, right? I was there when Bergkamp first joined Arsenal, and Arsenal was really, really crap. I'm not going to try and give you an history lesson on Arsenal, but at the end of the days, right? Listen, you go through your ups and downs, but this drought has been something remarkable for a size of our club to go through this drought for the big trophies is unbelievable. We should have won one of the big ones by now. I know we've slipped in a couple of FA Cups, but come on. But also our club was a bit of a laughing stock 8 years ago. Come on, we had some mad sort of transfer policy. It weren't great. It weren't great. But moving on, this team is definitely capable of winning something big. Definitely, 100%. If you ask me over the last sort of maybe the first year I was hopeful when we got off to a good start. The second year we had more of a point lead and then they pulled us back. That was the year I thought we should have won it. The second year out of about, I think it might have been 4 years of Arteta. Yeah, we were second. What we've been second now 3 times on the trot, didn't we? Yeah. So I think the second time we come second, if that makes sense, we were a lot more points in front, and they pulled us back after Christmas. We sort of fell apart, and I think we lost at City, and then that's when they started drawing us back, and then that's when they started saying that we're weak and we can't hold on to a point lead because the pressure comes onto us. You know?
Yeah, I saw that. Evening, Wayne. How are you, mate?
Good evening,
boys. You all right, mate?
Hey, Wayne.
How are you doing? You all right?
I just want to read out Terence's. Thank you for your comment again. Appreciate it. He actually makes a very good point here. So it's all Grealish and Drewsbury are out. He actually has made a good point, and they're gonna naturally drop into that lower block. I actually agree with that. Really good point there.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll do that at home? I'm not sure.
I think they will. Yeah.
Yeah, Moisey will do.
Oh, hello, Malcolm, mate. Thanks for jumping back on. Everton supporter. Cool.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks for joining, mate. Yeah.
Oh, what? You think we win 1-0, do you? I think Grealish and Drewsbury being out is going to cost you tomorrow. But I think Terence is right. I do think you're going to play a low block, and for some reason they're our Achilles heel. So I'm a little bit on the fence tomorrow, but I think we'll have the ball naturally. But yeah, I still think that we're a little bit, especially the fact that we've got tons of injuries at the back, and it's going to be a little bit shaky for us. So I think it all depends on how we start. But yeah, thank you for your comment. Thank you for joining.
Yeah,
nice one, mate.
Cool. So what do we need to do to win this game? That's one of my Wayne. I'll introduce you to the chat here. What do you think we need to do to win this game tomorrow?
Well, first of all, I mean, obviously we've had some good. It's nice to see some Everton lads as well joining. We do appreciate it, guys. We've got Barry and Beto lad there. Yeah, Listen, I get what you're saying, matey, but I think Everton lately have kind of had our number in terms of it's not an easy game.
Not Goodison Park. That's the only thing. Goodison Park.
Yeah. Goodison Park, we're not there anymore. I mean, obviously finding your rhythm in a new stadium. No, exactly, Dave. It will in my opinion of the game, Tone. It will be reflected in the starting 11. And I think it's vitally important, and I said it prior to coming on, and I still believe it, boys, that, we've got what people said, there's someone online said, look at Arsenal's 2 marquee signings, so Gyökeres and Eze, they're kind of struggling for consistent form. I think, in my opinion, them 2 can strike a good partnership up. If you've not got, and Trossard has been the one to find him, but if you want to find a relationship, they're the 2 players that are key. So I think that's what you'll find in my starting 11. I think, Tone, it's vitally important we start getting relationships and, with the whole front, you know what I mean? So I think it's vital they start, in my opinion, them 2.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. Tarkowski's he's a very dangerous player. Thanks for your comment, and you're right. I think without big Gabs at the back, I think that's one place
pieces
where
are going to be
can get us.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Thanks for commenting, but I agree with that 100%. Yeah, that can be if they're going to hit us, boys. They'll hit us in a low block and on a set piece. Got to be wary of that tomorrow.
Yeah. We ain't got to that yet, Alf. Good evening, mate. We'll get to that later on in the show.
You're on
loads to
late
discuss
as well, mate. But we'll do the score predictions a little bit later on. But carry on tuning in, boy. And you got any sort of comments? Please chuck them to all of us, and we'll answer them.
Yeah, look, I think that we're getting to the starting 11, but does Eze or Odegaard start? In your opinion, who wants to go on that one? Ben, hand over to you, mate.
I think in answer to your question before, like how do we beat them as well?
Yeah,
I think we go back to what's made us a really good team this year, which is not conceding goals. And if you look at like the last, 6-7 games, we've conceded. Do you remember there was a point in the season where we were talking about breaking Chelsea's defensive record of, I can't remember what it was,
12 goals or something.
Yeah, that's it, Ben. Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to do that now, right? Because then we went and conceded a load of goals. I think we might have even gone past it now. So I think get back to basics. We've got 3 of our regular back 4 playing tomorrow. It's just Gabriel and Hincapié coming in, so we should be able to keep things tight. And then I think just control these games, like go away from home. We've been good away from home, and just control the game. I think we'll have enough. I would start Odegaard. I think Eze's really struggled the last few games, and he can probably be a bit more of an impact player tomorrow.
I mean, Malcolm, I see that you lost 4-1. For some reason, when Arsenal show up, everyone seems to pull out some superhuman adrenaline against us. You're at home.
They've lost a lot. The first teamers, they've lost a lot.
Yeah, I think they'll be up for it, right? As I said, we're top of the league, right? No one wants us to win the league. A lot of rival sports I speak to, you Arsenal fans all the same. You're just the last thing I want is you guys winning the league because you're unbearable. That's what I keep hearing.
Makes it more sweeter when we do it.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to shut up when we do win the league.
They was like it when we won the league before. They was very bitter. Andy Gray and
of course they were.
What was his name?
Richard Keys.
Richard Keys.
Richard. Oh fuck me, that was the day, wasn't it?
Yeah. They used to hate Arsenal. Yeah. And then when we used to do well, and then the commentators say, "Oh yeah, we knew Arsenal was going to do well there." You were like, "Shut up, you mug! You were slagging us off 5 minutes ago." You know what I mean?
The thing is,
honestly, they were so biased against us even back then. It's like there is like a little bit of an hidden agenda against our club for whatever reason. They hate
clown.
They are clowns, mate.
Yeah, no, exactly. And another thing, boys, and I know obviously, I don't remember it. I was too young. It's about roughly, I can't remember if it was 89 or it's the 1991 championship winning team. George Graham, Perry Groves as well, which for me, I remember watching him on video as opposed to remember it as a kid. But he said there's a monologue, and George Graham said, "It's in our history. No one likes us." So if everyone wants to hate us, let them hate, Tone. It's going to be more the sweeter. The thing is, as well, you've got to realise, boys, there's recency. What was happening when we had, I mean, we've discussed before, but what was happening when we had the likes of Mustafi at the back, Louise, Socrates, Lichtsteiner, people, we were banter FC.
Well,
no one wants to see banter
last
FC
10
winning
years
the
have
league.
gone through hell.
Saka, it was like turning the QE2, mate. It was like turning the cruise boat.
You know, it's in our history, Tone. It's in our history, boys, as well. Sorry, and everyone watching it, that people sort of like don't like the Arsenal, whatever. There are fans. Obviously, personally, I don't say a word. You know, I'm keeping stum. I'm keeping humble until that moment comes.
Yeah.
But there are fans online, fans out there, you know, that are vocal. It's our year, blah blah blah. I'm like, look, just shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Paul Merson was a hero of mine growing up, but he was going the other week, wasn't he? Oh, if Arsenal win this, they're going to run away with the league. That's it, dude. That is it, Ben. Sorry, Dave. You know,
he's a Chelsea supporter. He ain't really an Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. He's not. No, he's a Czech. Yeah, for me, growing up, I mean, well, I liked him when I was a youngster.
You know, I reckon he's an Arsenal legend, even though he didn't play for us. He's Darren Bent. He even played for Tottenham, and he fucked them right up, didn't he?
I can't believe he supports Arsenal. When he talks about it, it's mad.
Mika Richards as well. Mika Richards is a closet.
Oh yeah, he's a secret one.
And he always backtracks when City's on, but they're like, "You're an Arsenal fan, aren't you, Miko?" And he's like, "No." It's funny. But listen, you know that is part of our history, boys. You know, and that's what you're going to get that. They're looking for it tomorrow, and this has to be a statement win, boys. David Moyes over the years has managed to be at times been able to get the better of us. So that's why, obviously, I know we've got some Everton fans going, no. It is a new stadium, but you know, David Moyes, the crowd, you know, it could be a different thing. We have to start strong. We have to start quick. You know, it's vital he gets it right tomorrow, boys.
They'll be up for it for sure.
We've got to beat them. Spurs beat them 3-0.
Yeah. Listen, exactly, mate. I mean, they're not. Spurs are so inconsistent. You know, we've looked at that, and we've listened. You know, November, December is such a tricky month. A couple of months. So listen, people, the eyes are going to be on us. Go in there, do your job, get out. You know. That's all we got to do, and it's let's see.
Cool. That leads us on to
games coming up as well over Christmas, right?
So exactly. Very tight games.
Palace Tuesday.
We got Palace in the League Cup on Tuesday, Dave. So
then Brighton at home, and Brighton at home. Yeah, we got some tricky fixtures. There's no denying that. Moyes knows Arteta well, and vice versa. Yeah, he does. I think
he does.
A few times,
let's not forget ex-mentor as well. It's like when he comes up against Pep. You know, he played under Moyes. He sort of like has that style of play as well. Like people don't like long throws, don't like set pieces or whatever. David Moyes used to stick Tim Cahill up front, if you remember rightly. And if he didn't have Tim Cahill, he played Fellaini. Both of these players were central midfielders. You know, he's more than happy to kind of mix it up a bit. So, you know, whatever players he's missing, he might find a solution. It's one or the other, boy. You know, with football, it goes either way. It's a simple game. You know, let's see, mate. It depends how we line up. If Moreno's up top, I won't be confident.
Good. That's a good segue on to the next part of the show, which is Wayne's predicted 11. Do it. So, talk us through that, Wayne.
Yeah, no, cheers, boys, and obviously I want you boys to have a shout as well. So, the one thing that you boys might notice is that I've gone to try and Cappiate left back. I've done it on purpose. The reason being is I think there's a lot of scrutiny at certain things. I thought he played quite well. He's when he picked up that Wolves centre forward, right at the end he was touch tight. He wasn't in front of the defender. He's flicked it past. You know, whether you can question Raya as well. I want that kind of taken away from him in a sense, and I want to see him play that he played with Leverkusen and maybe try him at left back. End of the day, you can try Calafiori there. They can mix and match. But I'll be interested to see, to take the shackles off of Hincapié. Calafiori plays left centre back for Italy, and he's played it plenty of times for Bologna. So yeah, that's the only sort of difference. He will play Calafiori at left back, boys. But I will just be interested to see to take that stress, sort of like, you know what I mean, the constant thing onto the spotlight onto Hincapié, take that off of him.
Does MLS not get a look in this game?
I mean, look, listen, you could do.
He'll play Tuesday.
Yeah, I think that's what I've gone for. So, sorry, before I go on, boys, do you think Arteta? Yeah, listen, Terence. This is what we've had this discussion prior. Dave mentioned
it. Don't suit his play style.
He doesn't play. He plays with false nines, mate. And as much as he's in the press at the moment, he's back in Gyökeres again. But it's like, look, Mikel, you're the one that has to tailor this team in the attacking sense.
Mourinho won a Premier League like this. Conte won a Premier League like this, playing this style. So he's trying to play numbers.
On that topic, right? Very quick question for you. Do you think that Sesko would have been doing a better job at Arsenal this time round?
No, I don't.
Listen, I until I'm blue in the face, I say to you, that's why I was angling for Gyökeres. See, like what Dave is saying, and I agree with him. Saying about Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez is a different kind of striker as well to Gyökeres in he's like the Jesus mode. He's a younger version.
Jesus who can finish.
He can finish exactly. He's got the world at his feet. He's just got to find the right platform, and I think we're a big enough team, to do that. What I would say to you boys is that, and say to that question, Tony, is we've got a Havertz. Sesko for me is just a younger Havertz.
That's right.
Yeah.
True what you're saying. Yeah. They've all struggled, but Moreno's flourished under Arteta the best because Moreno floats between the lines, and that's why Arteta likes him, because he helps.
He likes to float. He likes to, as I said, that sounds a bit wrong what I'm going to say, but he likes a floater. But it's. I apologise for the way I'm my English. You know what I mean? I'm Bermondsey. But Havertz, that's why he likes a Havertz. That's why he likes a Moreno. And the thing is, boys, is he has to kind of play to the strengths of Gyökeres. As I say, Ben, I want to agree with you. Obviously, an early comment sound with Ødegaard, which I do see it. I think the problem, what I will say, is we played best when Eze was box crashing. The only two people I believe right now, because Saka, I love Saka to pieces. He just doesn't seem to have that wavelength at the moment. Gyökeres, he'll cut inside. He'll want to have a dig himself.
Not linking up, are they?
He's not linking up for me. So my opinion, which it more likely he won't do it. But I want an Eze and a Trossard to be. They're the ball plan attackers that need to we need to try to unlock Gyökeres as well.
Surely that's got to come from the manager, though, Wayne. The manager's got to say, like, look, you take one touch, feed it into the striker, keep feeding it into his feet. If he ain't telling them to do that and he keeps telling them to recycle it all the time, then where does the blame lie? No, but this is. But
like Terence has just said, and he's 100% right. That I as you say, you look that type of striker, and Tone with that Sesko. He more than likely, that was why we were apparently after him. Yeah. What the RB Leipzig kept moving the goalposts, and we shifted to Gyökeres, and Berta was saying, look, I think you need an out-and-out number 9, different type of profile, because obviously I know Havertz has been injured. Havertz, Moreno are the same type. Jesus is not a striker in that mould. He is more of a winger. He's an out. He's a wide forward. They used to call in the old style of football. That Sylvain Wiltord. Do you remember that Sylvain Wiltord was a decent player, but he wasn't prolific. He was a great sub. Yeah. And that's what Jesus reminds me of.
United, that won us the league, he did.
Yeah, that he scored a vital goal. And I think that's the kind of player you can ask and try, we had the Thierry Henry, we did, but Wiltord weren't going to reach them heights.
Third and full striker, Wiltord and Canu.
Yeah,
of course he was. And, Canu was your fluky player. Bergkamp was on a different level. He had a trick or two, You need to have these different type of profiles up front. And Gyökeres, you have to have these. You have to be able to feed him. Sorry, boys. You know, feed the Yock and he will score.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to do this game. We
So,
need to do it, boys. We need to start doing it.
Because I give the floor to Ben again. Ben, thoughts on the lineup?
Go on, Ben, mate.
Yeah, I was just going to say on that point, we're never going to adjust our play to how he plays, in my view, because Arteta is all about control, possession. And there was a few times, I think it was in the game against Bruges, where Gyökeres had made some really nice runs, and they were playing on the halfway line, Bruges, and there were balls in behind. And Odegaard just turns, gives it back to the defender or the midfielder.
Yeah.
And that's obviously an instruction from the manager, right? And you can see Gyökeres getting pissed off, and then he's getting tired, and then the ball comes into him and he loses it. And it's interesting because when City bought Haaland, they changed their style of play. Because you remember City pre-Haaland, they were, possession based. And then De Bruyne would just put the ball through to Haaland. How many times did you see him just on the run and then one-on-one, bang, goal? But I don't know if Arteta is going to change how we play for one person. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, honestly, you're right, Ben. You are right, mate.
It's a bit of both, though, isn't it?
It's
a bit of both, right? There's
Yeah.
been an argument. There's been an argument that's been had with a lot of supporters, and it's like, does Arteta need to adapt to him, or does he need to adapt to us, right? And my argument would be, I think the other way around. I think we should slightly tweak our tactics for him. We've not been playing with a natural number 9 for the last 5 years, right? Lacazette was probably the closest thing to a natural number 9, right? You brought the guy in. He's not a technical player. He's not going to drop into midfield. We all knew that.
He's not going to pick the ball up and do stuff.
Nick put crosses in earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop fucking
if you're going to play
the
guy,
corner of the box.
If you're going to play the guy, cross it.
Yeah, no, exactly, Dave. No,
so
exactly, Tony.
So you striker knows to run in, bang, goal. There you go. Have some of that.
This is the frustration, and this is what Ben was getting at, mate. And I agree with you 100%, Ben. And what we want is totally different to what Arteta will do. And the thing is with it is, you're looking at the goals he scored, Gyökeres. We're not at this moment set up. And as you say, where's that Kevin De Bruyne, who's going to find your striker? And that's why that's why I said as well. Like with Odegaard, there's a video that keeps going up on my feed, and you watch him. There's several times he could have played Yokin.
I've seen that. I was going to talk about that.
You've seen it, Tone. And this is it, boys. This is the problem.
I noticed it as well. The Everton game now. This is what's going to annoy me. Is a lot of supporters are going to be watching Gyökeres and going, see that he doesn't fit into our play, or he's not playing well, or he's not good enough. He's not. Why do we always write players off? Don't get me wrong.
Why are we so quick to judge, Tone?
Yeah, it's.
Can I add to that and pass it back to you, Tone? But I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, mate, because if I don't get it, if I don't say it, I will forget for later in the stream, and I want it for all you boys.
I mean, I know you're getting old. Go on.
I'm getting proper old. I'm one of the oldest here now. Wirtz is not getting the same shit. Isak is not getting the same shit. Are Man United getting it for Sesko? Listen, Ekatiko's been decent, like David alluded to in the previous stream. All right, he's been decent. But no one is on top of the players that have... Look at Wirtz and look at Isak. They cost double what Yock cost. And it's all because, again, it goes back to the hatred of Arsenal in the media, and then it feeds through to the fans as well. And what it is, boys, is you can't allow these outsiders to have an influence on what you think about.
At the end of the day, was he ever going to come into the league firing? In like some magical hopeful land, he could have started on fire. That would have been really nice if he would have got 7 in 5 games, or 7 in 9 games, or something like that. That would have been a great stat to really start his Arsenal career off in the back. But he's also caught an injury while he's played. He's had no pre-season, and also the team is not set up for him to run in to play on the shoulder. That's what he needs to do. And you ain't got to play a high line to play on the shoulder. You can play a low block is different. Now, if everyone's sitting right back on the goal, that's different. You're not going to go down the shoulder there. That's where Jamie Vardy struggled that time, and he was one of the best strikers on the shoulder. He made a career out of that. He done pretty well out of that. But going back to Gyökeres, if you're playing a low block, now you need to be in link-up play. Now you need to be around the box, playing little triangles, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, bang, goal. You've got to be having one touch in the box. You ain't got time to start turning and twisting. You know, this is the thing. Gyökeres needs to up his game. He has been instead of. And also, I would like him to argue with people and say, bloody hell, what are you doing? Pass me the ball earlier.
There was a few moments in the Wolves game, wasn't there?
Strikers are angry. Like Henry, he'd have a go at people left, right, and centre.
Oh,
don't pass me the ball. What are you doing? You know,
he does look a bit passive, doesn't he? I don't see him getting angry. And
just happy to be.
It used to wind me up about. It used to wind me up about Theo Walcott back in the day. Where he would miss a chance, and then he would jog back, and I would always think to myself, I want players to be getting pissed off, and I want a bit of aggression, especially in the way that Gyökeres plays. My take on it is, I think away games in these types of games are perfect for him. You know, we can go long, he can win the ball, he can hold. He's not bad at holding up play, you know, backing in. I just think that we shouldn't have played him against Wolves. I know, obviously, in hindsight, it's a lot easier to say that, but I think that game suited Merino. But then I think, how would it have looked if he'd have played Merino instead of Gyökeres in a game like that? But I think the game would have been more suited to Merino, who's amazing at linking play and bringing people into the game.
Some days that's it. You're right, Ben, and that's it. You know. Again, we didn't have any choice, but you know, you go back to the Tottenham game with Moreno and Eze was a box crushing kind of ghost shadow striker, if you like. So he was, you know, and he was phenomenal. He put the ball in the back of the net most every chance he had. You know, that could have. You're right. It's the mentality of he's my number 9. I've signed him. Do I drop him? But that could have been an ideal game to have a floating kind of player. And this is what happens now with the likes of Jesus back, and having Havertz coming back. You know, you've got these options now, and you have to pick the players. And we have to realise that it's going to be a game where actually, you know, this ain't for Jock. You know, and like you said, Ben, this could be an ideal game. Away games could be an ideal game to get Gyökeres going on these kind of way, because you know, teams are going to come to the Emirates and they're going to go, let's sit back like Wolves did. I mean, I don't know about you boys, but that was frustrating as hell to watch. You know, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable and listen, you know, we're not entitled at all. It's not acceptable against Wolves to not have a shot on target for 67 minutes at your own ground. You know, so it could have been a tactical thing. You know, Jock's getting isolated. You know, it would have been a game for him. It could have been a game for fully fit Havertz, boys. So yeah, listen, once they're all back and fully fit, there's some tactical things that he can do against the low blocks, boys. So let's see. But yeah,
I think Mikel's got to take a lot of responsibility for that Wolves game, because
look at 100%.
Look at the back four he put out. But it was like everyone in the wrong position. It was like I don't know. He just wanted to make to see how people fit, and it was like just didn't work. I mean, that 100%. Game was crying out for Lewis Skelly, right? We needed someone back who could commit players. But
sometimes, 100%. Sometimes, like obviously, like Tony was mentioning him against this. That I don't think so much that. I mean, like he said, you can go with Everton now. They're going to be a bit unpredictable, because having players like a Jack Grealish, you know, Keane and Dewsbury Hall, because they haven't got these players, could they? And they're missing the 2 fellas going to the African Cup of Nations, so their midfield is decimated. It's tough to call, because they could be going, look, all right, we're at home, but we don't want to get turned over, or they could go, look, the crowd might go, look, this is our new stadium, let's get behind them. This is not a game to be playing the midfield, the strikers like Moreno, Havertz. It is a game for a Jock. It could be a game for Jesus, boys. You never know, in terms of pulling them all over the place. This is where you can't allow them to be settled at all, and we will have the ball, as Tony said, and we just got to be careful on the set pieces. I still think without big Gabs, I'm a bit concerned with that, boys. But yeah, you're right. I think Wolves was on Arteta. He tried to amend it, but with White obviously pulling his hammy, it affected his subs later on in the game. But that was on him, Ben. I agree with you, 100%.
So what's Ranieri got to do to get a game of football in this team?
I know, mate. You know what did I say though on our chat, Tone, to you and our friend? I mean, I know Ben and David are not in that chat, but I said that one year when he's got the chance with Ødegaard out, this is his chance, and he didn't take it, and then he's not. I don't think he fully trusts him, Bones.
No, but he's the third choice right with midfielder. I think me and Ben was discussing this yesterday, wasn't we?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And he's now
plays Tuesday, doesn't he?
Third choice.
He's
number
got to
10.
play, Dave. Yeah.
So at what point does he turn and go? Actually, for my career, do I piss off on loan?
Yeah,
for the rest of the season?
Put him on loan in January for 6 months.
But the thing is, he's a good player. He can do.
He should go on
do
loan
a job
to
for
someone
us.
like Coventry, who are doing flying high in the Championship. They
Yeah,
control the ball.
Yeah,
Coventry.
Rolling team.
No, he's not a Championship player. This for me, this guy, and I put it on record. He is the best technical footballer I've seen come through the Arsenal academy. And I know people might say Wilshere, people might even say Max Dowman now, but when he burst on the scene, I was like, this guy is unbelievable.
So he's better than Saka.
I think as a technical footballer, like when Saka first came through, yes, he is. Ooh. I think Saka's evolved over the last however many years and become a really effective, efficient player. But I think if you compare them as footballers, like Waneri is an unbelievable footballer.
Yeah.
Like, as a technical footballer, right?
Yeah, I would say they're very similar. I would profile them similar, Waneri and Saka.
Yeah, no, you know what I want to say, and Ben, I want to back you up on that point. That Jack Grealish was the other day. It's also this is also popped on.
I think I saw that.
Football on my feed, and Jack Grealish said he's a fantastic winger. He said, but he's not the greatest technically. Waneri is a technically gifted. I mean, I love the kid. I think and with you, Tone, I'm on your side and saying he should get. For me, I'll be controversial. He will replace Ødegaard, in my opinion.
So so let me just get this right, boys. So when we say technical, so what do we mean? Do we mean technical shot, or do we mean dribbler that can beat a man that can actually dribble past someone?
He's control.
You can be a winger that absolutely just sits in front of the defender and actually curls it around them and get good goals by that. You can make a good Premier League career out of that. But there's other wingers that will drop the shoulder and they'll do a little trick and then get past the defender and then get past. So this is what I'm trying to say is who's better at beating a man, Saka or Waneri?
But I'd argue that's not Waneri's job, right?
He's not a
touchline. He's not a touchline winger like Saka.
He's a backup. He's a backup.
100% for me. He's a 10. And I would say what I mean by that is the natural ability.
So now he's fighting with Eze, Marino, Ødegaard, Jesus, all these false nines. They're all fighting for that position. Now you've got 5 blokes. Waneri is bottom of the list. I'm sorry to say that. He's got to go out on loan, mate. If he ain't going to touch football for Arsenal unless it's Carabao Cup. It's horrible to say.
You know what, on that though, I'd like to know what was said to him.
It's horrible to say, and I really don't like him because he's a good footballer. I do like him as a footballer.
But I think based on last season, I think it's a little bit harsh because he come in and we had no one else. Everyone was out injured. He come in and done a job, and I mean, football. I know football's cruel, right? It's a cruel game, football, right? But I think he should have a little bit of trust in him now, Arteta, because he come in and done a job for him. And I think that if you don't, I think if you don't, why is he signing a new contract?
What position did he bring him in last season? When he played, did he bring him in at number 10 very often? If you remember, most of his appearance was coming on in Saka's in favour of Saka because Saka was injured most of the last season, right? So if you think, or most of this season, whatever it was, last season Saka was injured as well, and he got his major hamstring, didn't he? Saka, he got his grade 5, didn't he? Yeah. So think about it. Waneri was playing right-sided, like right forward, wasn't he? Like right wing forward, whatever you want to put it. Yeah. So, and he was cutting in on the left foot. He was curling goals in. He was taking touches. He played him number 10 about 2 or 3 times in my recollection. And it did work. It did work. I'm not saying like Ben is wrong in what he's saying, and I'm disagreeing with what he's saying. But generally, it seems like he's done his best work for Arsenal, cutting in from the right wing. So now the question is he better than Saka? Is he better than Modweki? Because I don't put him in the number 10. In number 10, I think there's 2, 3, 4 better people than him. So now I'm putting him on right wing. At the moment, is Saka better than him, and is Modweki better than him? And the answer to that question is yes at the moment. And that's why he's not playing.
But can I say with him, right? He is a massive goal threat. I think he scored
definitely
10 goals last season.
Honestly, Ben, he
and
outside the box. Definitely, mate.
And that's massively important. But
definitely,
to what Terence just said here as well, and I think the point Terence is trying to make is that Arteta does have history for over training attaticals and kind of sucking the skill out of them and making them just very efficient, like tactically drilled players. And I think Saka's done well with that, right? He's listened, he does everything that Arteta wants. But if you look at Martinelli now, he's not the same player that he was 4 or 5 years ago.
He was
and I don't think Arteta likes players that are that free.
Yeah. I mean, listen. You know, you can say about debate it so you're blue in the face with Wanyeri. I mean, going back to the Martinelli quickly, boys, before I move on to the point I'm going to make. I agree with you, Ben, and I think when he's best. And me and Tony sat in our chat all the time. We wanted to see him, and we sat on here. We wanted to see him to have a free role, like up front or not, because he is defensively has the engine. He's brilliant, but he's attacking play. He can't take players on. He can't do that. Madueke can, Saka can, and I think he's skilled. What we mean by technical as well, Dave. Have a look at that boy and the way he can take players on. When he's on it, he can. Dalman is a phenomenal talent. He does the same. But that little flick, that little boom boom, and he's gone. He's got that. Wanyeri at the moment, you're right. I'm worried at it. And Tony again. There's so many points to cover, but I think the reason why he's playing out, I'm right. For me, at the moment, Wanyeri isn't strong enough for the Premier League. He gets bundled off the ball too quick, and his upper body strengths need work.
Can't play on the half turning.
If you're going to play him, and I know it was a kind of a semi kind of chuckle, Ben, but what Dave said makes a bit of sense to me.
A bit of sense. Thanks, Wayne.
No, but listen, what I mean.
He's not a championship player. He's still a Premier League player.
He's levels above that. He's levels above that, Ben. But he needs regular game time, and he needs to be roughed up. He needs to learn. He needs to grab his upper body strength.
I agree with that. So I think he'll go.
He's so weak, and I don't want. I think this kid is the future, but we have to kind of do a loan where we give him a chance. Jack Wilshere did it. And if Jack Wilshere didn't get injured, he would have been a world-class midfielder. Do the same for Wanyeri. Give him a chance. Give him a recall if you need it. But he needs to be roughed up. He needs to work on his upper body strength. He's got the technical side down to a T, and he can. Like, come on, Havertz was bought as a left centre mid. We're playing him as a false 9. Moreno was bought as a left centre mid. We're playing him as a false 9. I don't want this kid to be playing false 9. He is a midfielder. He's a technically gifted midfielder that can run that midfield for years to come. And I think he can be better than Ødegaard. He's more direct than Ødegaard. So he just needs to strengthen up.
There's only going to be one place for one of them.
I got a question on that.
Ødegaard or Wanyeri.
Would you sell him if an offer came in 50 million?
I'd sell Ødegaard.
Would you sell him for 50 million if there's an offer? No, not Ødegaard. Would you sell Wanyeri for 50 million?
Wanyeri. No,
I would want to keep. Listen, I like Ødegaard, but if you had a gun to my head, I'd have to sell Ødegaard, not the Wanyeri.
For 50 mil, you sell Ødegaard for 50 mil.
Well, I'd want more, but what if you're saying to me, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I just think there's a that kid's got a level.
I don't think you get much more for Ødegaard. That's why I'm
exactly.
I think you struggle to get 50. To be honest with you.
No, as I say, listen, as Ben, that's what I'm saying, mate. Honestly, it's. I do not want to see Wanyeri playing in another top other than an Arsenal top. That kid can lift trophies with us. We just have to be patient with him. And Tony's right. whatever we've said, surely that he's offered him a pathway, because Chelsea were sniffing, other teams are sniffing, even maybe City. You know, I don't want to be. I'm not. This is not a channel for riffing on Ødegaard. I'm just saying, if you had a gun to my head, Ben, I'd have to say no. You could f off for 1 year, but there's Ødegaard there. You take him. 1 year is the key. He, in my opinion, he's got a higher ceiling. He can be. He's got
I agree with you, but just going on what Tony said, they obviously had a conversation in the summer. I think it's clear that Arteta's lied to him. He's basically said you're going to get game time, and he's not. It's like, how? What could he have said to him?
You don't get on the pitch.
Well, the whole argument was that he wanted more game time before signing a new contract. So he's obviously lied to him.
Yeah.
Oh, what does that mean? They're selling him for PSR statements, because where he's come through the academy, they can make maximum profit off of him. Then they can sell him or Lewis Skelly for maximum profit, because they've signed new contracts recently, so they're on like 5-year deals. Now that balances up the books of what we've done previous. If you think about it, boys, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, 1 year he's not kicking ball for us. I'm sorry, but he's not.
I agree with you.
If you really think about it, in your heart of heart, is he getting in front of Ødegaard and Eze in number 10 at the moment? If they're both fit and on form, he's not.
I would say not at the moment, but
I do think. Sorry, Wayne. I do think there's some games where
definitely there's
you
some
can sub him on.
Play, like Tuesday.
There should be games where he should be coming on. He should be coming on.
He should play from the start Tuesday and show everyone what he could do. He'll maximise his profit more for Arsenal. Honestly, I don't mean to be pessimistic like that, but that's how. Listen, if it's a business as well, Tone, and they have to buy by
of course
as well. They
I think personally,
look, what did Newcastle have to do? They had to sell Elliot Anderson to Nottingham Forest. Now you look at Minter to Brighton, and these guys are both cooking for these teams. But now, if they were playing for Newcastle at this precise point, and they come through their academy, they'd be looking all right. But because of financial fair, even Aston Villa, Jacob Ramsey, they had to sell Jacob Ramsey to Newcastle and other players, didn't they? They had to sell.
There wasn't nothing dodge going on there, Dave, at all.
You know, what was the Colombian striker's name they had to sell to Saudi?
Yeah, the difference. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I think the difference is with them is that their turnover and their overall thing. That's why they had to do it. We're not necessarily anywhere near over. If we were to go for a Semenyo without selling someone, then we might be in trouble. Newcastle were that's why they had to sell an academy, and then they were doing a dodgy bit of dealing with Aston Villa. Don't bear in mind, boys, these are Saudi Arabian owned. Yeah, we're owned by Americans. We've just got to watch out for, overspending in certain areas. We're not anywhere near in trouble with PSR. We're very close to it, not anywhere near like these boys. But good evening, mate. But listen, I know what you're saying. It could be, but if you're gonna tell me if it's MLS and 1 year, I would say to you, sell Martinelli and Ødegaard. I don't think we need to sell for the thing, but I just think
I totally agree with you.
That's where I'd stand, boys, and
you make more profit out of them two, don't you? Because it's all more profit. It's just profit margin because they come through the academy. It's just the way the rules work, isn't it? I don't.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it is. It's you hear all different kind of thing, and I get what you're saying, mate. Honestly, I mean, but for me, if you're going to give me a choice again, gun against me head, I would say again, like MLS is the same. He's I said the other day that he's got the ability to get away from players that Jack Wilshere had. 1 year he's got these boys. These boys grew up in the academy together. 1 year in MLS, and they're one of them boys.
They are.
They should be seen. But you look at it as well. It's both of them. They burst in, and then we've gone right. Okay, look, it's been good, but we need strength. So we've gone for strength this summer. And you're right, Dave. 1 year he's not going to get in ahead of Madueke, Havertz when he's back, Jesus. It's tough.
It's just not.
It's tough, but we can't. Whatever you're going to say, right? Well, you need to. What you're going to say is that you are the future right now, but we need to get you on loan.
I'd loan him out
upper
in
body
January.
Strength.
I'd loan him out in January. I'd send him.
He
to
needs a
Coventry.
loan.
I'd loan him out to Coventry. Let them go because they're a ball. They control the ball in the Championship. I want him playing for a ball-controlling team, even in League One or League Two. It don't even really matter at the moment. I just want him to be beating people when they're doing low blocks against teams. So I want him to be in one of the controlling teams in that league. so he's controlling the ball. I don't want him to be in a relegation battle in the Premier League, because that's not going to do him no benefit. That's going to hurt his confidence.
Yeah.
So it's no good him going to Wolves or Leeds or somewhere like that. That's not going to do him no good. It'd be better for him to go to somewhere like Blackburn in the Championship, where they hold the ball a little, or I think they maybe whatever they are now. But you can see what I am.
I do see your point there.
Don't upset Ben.
I think we did it with Wilshere, didn't we? A few years ago, didn't we? Where he went on to Bournemouth.
Bolton.
Was it Bolton?
Bolton.
He went to Bolton. He played really well, but then he went later in his career. He went to Bournemouth, and I think we were hoping he was going to get some game time, and I think his stock just fell massively because he was like they were getting battered every week.
Bournemouth, I remember
so I agree. I do get your point there. It'd be good to go to a team that plays football. I think, look, my final point on that is I just think the way Arteta is trying to build this team, he wants ready-made players in every position. So if you asked him the question, would you go and sell Waneri and bring in, I don't know, Semenyo, he'd do it in a heartbeat because he'd have a ready-made killer who can go in and like score goals, take us to the next level. Whereas like Waneri is just like a fringe player, so you might not need him.
It's one of them. I get that's the thing, 100%. Listen, it'll kill me really, boys. To be
it
fair,
don't mean to say I want him sold. That's not what I'm saying.
No. Listen, I'm not. I don't think. I know you boys are not saying that at all.
Value for money, then that's it. This is how these people work it out, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, the Americans will. The Cronkies will sort of like. I've heard as well. Ezra was obviously we couldn't do any big ones. Vieira couldn't go, but that's why I've mentioned Martinelli in a set. He's been very good in the Champions League for us boys. But I think they're going to look at players like that, and like you said, Dave of Odegaard as well. It could be one in the future to look at, boys. It depends, But yeah, you got to keep these kids happy, unfortunately, and he's not getting on,
Cool. Let's bring it back in. We've been on a stream for nearly 50 minutes. Let's do the prediction, boys. Ben.
Yeah, definitely, mate. You go for it.
I'm going to go for a 2-0. I think we're going to get back to being a bit more solid, and 2-0.
Yeah, go on, Dave.
1-3 Arsenal, because we're away.
Good chat.
Yeah.
But before I start as well, thanks for your comment, Richie, and that. And this, you enjoy if you go and enjoy the game. He's just obviously telling a few people, Tone, about obviously the walk there, 30-40 minute walk.
Oh wow!
From Lime Street, from going to the stadium. So whoever's going there, guys, please enjoy. Everton fans, thanks for joining me and Tony. Really do appreciate it. I think it's going to be a tighter one. I do think we're going to concede, Ben. I hope we don't, mate. I really don't. 2-1 Arsenal. I think it could be. I reckon they might score first, and it might be one of the for fuck's sake kind of moment. 2-1
roller coaster.
But we'll come back. We'll come back, Tony.
I'm going to go 3-0.
Oh,
3-0. And my reasoning behind it, we've had a week off. Everyone's refreshed. We went a really dark moment against Wolves. Right?
It was bad. It was bad inside the stadium as well, mate.
They spent the whole week on the training ground, making sure that they refreshed their head to go, right, that shit can't happen again. Because going by the reactions from the players, right, it's the reaction that you'd want. They was all pissed off, right? Declan Rice, I'll tell you, give the guy the captain's armband. When we scored that second goal, they're all celebrating. Declan Rice was Joe standing going, get back in our half to kick off again. That was shit. It's been shit today. Let's get the 3 points and fuck off down that changing room. It hasn't been good enough. Stop celebrating. Literally, it was them to stop celebrating. I know we scored a last minute second goal, but that to me is a leader.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going 3-0. I think that this week's probably been a really good refresher that was well needed, just to get everyone regrouped.
Listen, I to be fair, I hope for more. I just think like Everton lately have kind of been they've been very good, whether it's a new stadium or not. But listen, boys, let's hope for a.
They do ship goals. They ship goals at home as well.
Yeah, let's hope that. I mean, listen, we know what it's like. I mean, we were struggling for goals at the Emirates, and it's a different stadium, it's a new layout. Goodison Park, you felt the fans are on you. They were so close to the touch line. It's like, like with Highbury. Highbury was a small stadium. Goodison Park was an old school stadium. You'll find as well that the atmosphere will be broken up like it was at the Emirates, because fans are all over the stadium and they're not particularly in together. So you can't, that it's not going to be sort of as as on top of it is. So let's hope, boys. I'm hoping for the free tone. I'm with you and Dave, but I think we might concede, boys. That's my last sort of takeaway on it. I don't want us to. I just.
What are you going for? 2-1, 2-1, Wayne. Yeah.
I'm 2-1, mate. Yeah.
2-1. Cool.
Tony and Ben are on the left side of the screen. It is the clean sheet, boys. Me and you,
back
mate,
to clean sheets. Yeah.
I'd love a clean sheet, Ben. You ask Tony. I used to be a goalkeeper, a striker. I love a clean sheet. I love scoring goals. I love stopping the goals going in. So.
Yeah, that's why we're on that side of the screen, because I used to be a goalkeeper as well.
There you go. See, Ben? See what I mean, Dave? So
I thought it was the wankers on that side of the screen. That's why.
We could tell you two were wingers or strikers.
Exactly, wingers or strikers. But
cool.
Listen, 100%. I hope for a clean sheet, but let's enjoy the game, boys. Yeah, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us, Ben and Dave. Been
pleasure.
Boys. Sorry for turning up late, but I got that shopping sorted, and it's been a pleasure, boys. Thank you.
Cool. Smash a like on the video, guys. Hit the subscribe button. We're close to our 300 target for the end of the year. Much appreciated. Have a good evening, and we'll see you shortly.
Thanks for joining, guys. Cheers. Take care.
Bye-bye.